your doctor now. Ne? So for many people, accessing essential healthcare isn't just difficult. It is a significant challenge, whether it's living in a remote area, facing transportation challenges, or simply lacking the physical strength to navigate long hospital queues. Getting the care you need can feel almost impossibly, but fortunately, innovation has paved the way for groundbreaking solutions and telemedicine. This is a transformative approach that uses technology to connect patients with healthcare professionals remotely, making medical consultations and care more accessible than before. Now, joining us on the line, it is my guest, Dr. Julia Sakman. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning, Puleng. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Would have loved to be in studio, but life came in between. But I'm glad to be joining you guys.
Thank goodness for the telephone.
Yes, because
telemedicine, telecommunication, we can still get it done.
Making everything possible, right? Look at technology.
Tell us about telemedicine. I think it's self-explanatory though, but you can just sum it up for us.
Yes, so basically telemedicine is patients getting healthcare access via telephone, via video calls, via text. So that's basically what it is. The patient gets to speak to the doctor without leaving their home. And it has made life so much easier, for patients who have to travel very far to get to see a doctor. So with the innovation of now being able to see patients online, it has been just so much easier to get healthcare access.
So, Doctor, where do you see telemedicine having the most significant impact on people's ability to access healthcare?
So with the growth of technology, we have all seen how we all appreciate convenience. So telemedicine definitely brings us convenience, which means everyone actually gets to see a doctor and gets their health assessments. And then also when looking at people who are still living in rural areas, they have to still travel long distances to just see a doctor. And then when you get there, there's queues upon queues before you can get to see the doctor. So this type of approach has actually improved healthcare access for those patients. Looking at moms, like I'm a mom, I'm a busy mom, and to just think about how convenient it is to just call my doctor, and if I need to come in, then they'll let me know. But most of the time, I'll get my script, I'll get whatever I need, and I'm still at home. I don't need to leave my kids. So it has been so useful for, those types of patients.
So the telemedicine industry, how do we then access it? Do I join an app or I just Google telemedicine professional?
So it's actually growing. There is multiple apps now that are coming up. And also there's a lot more doctors who are advertising their telehealth practices. You can easily search on Google. You can easily, go on TikTok, on Instagram, and you'll find a doctor who offers healthcare via telemedicine. So there are apps, but also you can get hold of these doctors online via just a Google search or a TikTok search. Very accessible.
How do you know how do you know that one is legit though?
Yeah, that is like also a big, thing that we all need to be aware of because of, how the accessibility of it is. But everyone needs to make their registration credentials available. Your registration with the HPCSA, your practice number, which patients can always double check before they book a session with you. So patients need to be very aware because now people can take advantage of the accessibility and use it to scam people. But you can always check on your doctor, ask for their credentials, and you can check on them before you make your appointment.
For you, how did you venture into telemedicine?
So for me, I just recently completed my community service in May, but in the background, I was doing a lot of social media, so I was very prominent on social media. And then after I had completed my ComServe, I didn't have the next contract, and wanting to make ends meet. I thought of, there is actually something I can do with my skills. I've heard about providing medical care via telemedicine, and I have the skills, I have the expertise. I spoke to my followers, and people told me that they would love the opportunity to get health care via telemedicine. So then I just started my practice that way, and the rest is history. But after I lost my contract, I started my practice using my skills, trying to find ways to use my skills. And I love that I can still practice medicine in this way with no gatekeeping,
All right. And, you say you started with social media, and I immediately thought about the other scandals, that has happened with doctors on social media. Because, how do you know? I mean, someone went as far as, I think there was also another doctor that would even walk into a hospital and film themselves.
And work.
We are not safe anymore. And how are you able to get client bookings, doctor? What's your strategy?
As I mentioned, because I am on social media, so for me, marketing has been a little bit easier because I've used the personal brand that I've already built on social media, the trust that I had already built with people. So that has made it easier for me to get my clients. But then for someone who is starting with no personal brand, with no online presence, the first thing that I would say is try to get yourself online, because that's where the world is now going. You need to get yourself online, otherwise you're going to have to pay for some sort of marketing to get clients for yourself.
But also, like I said, you are surviving the con artists, so credibility as well. So that's why I was saying, what was your strategy? Because again, the Dr. Matthew saga, literally thousands of people believed, because how could they have doubted until there were red flags?
So that is also very difficult to navigate. But I would say that we need more professionals who are real and legit online, so that we can educate our patients. Our patients can get education from actually legit doctors who are online. The issue is now when people like the doctors who are conning people are taking advantage of the space, is because there is no one doing it, no real doctor is actually putting themselves out there and educating patients and building a brand for themselves. But if you are a legit doctor and you put yourself out there, you have the credentials to back up your claims as a doctor, then I think it can work. And also, I feel like patients also need to take that responsibility to vet people and to make sure that wherever they are putting their money, wherever they're putting their healthcare concerns, the person is accredited, because every patient can actually check that a doctor is accredited with the HPCSA of South Africa.
All right, doctor. Thank you so much for chatting to us this morning. What are your social media handles?
Okay, so my social media handles are at Dr. Julia Sakman across TikTok and Instagram. So it's at Dr. Julia Sakman.
All right. Thank you once again. So are you going to have to turn back now because you were on your way to the station?
Yeah, so right now I'm parked in Fenton, so I'm going to have to turn back home. But I think I'll get something to eat on the way, get something to drink, and just breathe a bit, because the stress of the highway was just getting to me.
You might as well make it a celebration.
Might as well at this point.
All right, doctor.
Yes.
Thank you once again for joining us.
Thank you so much, Puleng. Thank you for having me.
All right, that was Dr. Julia Sakman talking about telemedicine. Check her out. But then she mentioned something very important, guys. It's also our responsibility as patients to vet these doctors. You don't have to believe everything you see here, because It's not always what you see is not always what it is, especially on our social media street, man. Have you seen how people can even fake being in a private jet, even though they're not even in a private jet? And you would believe, you'd think they're in a private jet, and then when they reveal the behind the scenes, you're like, wow. So let's do our homework. Especially when it comes to our health, it's very important. Your health is your wealth. We are going to go straight now to the news. I will see you on the flip side.